Minecraft with RTX is incredible. It brings the game to life in ways that I could not have even imagined before. Let me show you what I mean. Over the last little while, I have had the opportunity to create my own map within Minecraft with RTX, and it has been such an incredible experience. In this video, I want to take you on a little tour of my world and show you some of the key features in RTX that I used to really make this world something special. When you spawn into Crystal Palace RTX, you will be in survival mode in this ship's hull. You can walk forward and explore the ship however you want. I've tried to light this up minimally with some basic torches and lanterns. We'll get to the main exciting bits of lighting as we move on, but you can see here even the texture of the carpet on the floor contrasting against that wood, the different panels around here. Really, such detail has gone into this. Look at the detail as we go to come up out of the ship's hull of the sunlight hitting these boards of the ship. It's little things like this that really you don't think about when you're necessarily walking through the world immediately, but it makes such a massive difference. The color of the wood reflecting on the sails versus the sunlight coming from that direction, everything looks like it should be here, like a painting. The shadows are all in the correct places and the light rays are gorgeous. From the ship's deck, we get a beautiful view of the castle I've created. This was so much fun to make, and I can't wait to give you the full tour of it. Before we leave the ship, let's speak for a moment about reflections. Look at the gorgeous reflection of the ship in this water. This is the reason that I picked this location for the Crystal Palace, because it gives us this very grand view of the castle up on those rocks. And the reflections against the water make all the difference, as well as the sun rays hitting the water. It's magical. So here it is, the Crystal Palace. Now you might be wondering why I decided on this theme for the palace. I mean, I could have done anything, right? I know this theme for me is very on brand, but there were other reasons outside of my personal branding that I decided to go with this theme. Let's talk for a moment about lighting in Minecraft. A dark cave. Perfect. So here we have some lighting blocks in my inventory. In Minecraft with RTX, each of these lighting blocks is going to interact differently with the world and emit different amounts of light at a slightly different color. Let's look at this. The torch is an absolutely classic example. It emits this beautiful warm light, not unlike the regular version of Minecraft. But of course, the way that it interacts with the world is gorgeous. Look at this gravel, for example. The pixels, the different shadows in place, they're perfect. The way that it rounds the corner in this realistic lighting. In contrast to that, let's place a sea lantern down. Whoa! The sea lantern illuminates this room in a totally different way. These differences between our different lighting blocks that we are given in RTX is one of the most powerful things that I noticed right away. This allows us to change the entire mood of a room just with the lighting. It allows us to use lighting as a building block, which is not something that I have personally used before in my builds. So how does lighting as a building block have anything to do with this palace that I've built? Well, let me show you this night shot. Right? The glowing of the Crystal Palace is what makes the entire theme come to life for me. Of course, we explore this lighting the same way on the inside. My different choices for lighting here really make a difference to the mood of each and every room. Let's take this room for example. The end rods here are emitting a very white light, accenting this fountain as you come in, whereas the sides have the torches and the glowstone, emitting a warmer light, inviting you to walk up the stairs to the top. So let's do that. The lighting changes as we go from room to room, having different chandeliers hanging in different areas. Some rooms are darker than others, leading us in that direction, and of course, this palace has the grand windows, one of my favorite parts of the entire castle. Look at this. The light coming through here and making these perfect shadows with the doorway as well as with my player. Let me get out of the way. This is one of my absolute favorite features. Look at the way that this looks. It's so realistic. Coming through that doorway, having this perfect elongated shape because of the angle of the sun rays. This is what brings a world to life, and allowing this technology to have this sort of effect on my palace here, oh my gosh, it's game changing. Oh, mood change. Darkness. The level of light is fairly easy to control in here. You can accent certain areas that you would like accents on and completely change the mood of them. This having this eerily blue, bright white light coming from this enchanting area versus the warmer, subtle tones of this library and office area. Bringing this same example into a grand throne room. This area is one of my favorites. We have those same rays of light that we're just hitting from above, but this time they're coming through the panes of glass, and as they come through, they get their color slightly altered and reflect down on the floor in that way. The entire length of this castle is illuminated. This is something that I very much struggle with in building in vanilla Minecraft with no RTX. I decided to add handmade paintings on the end of each of these hallways. I illuminated them with some glowstone. The way that RTX works enables me to put that here and have the light look like it's directing itself right up onto the painting, as if it was in a real gallery. Then I'm contrasting this with a completely different type of light up at the ceiling here, illuminating the corners of my hallway to make sure that nothing gets too dark and dingy, adding a blue cast down the wall. There is nothing quite like the warmth of fire against a stone cold floor. This completely changes the atmosphere of this room in my opinion. Look at it interacting with the different crevices on these bricks. That's exactly why I was able to choose a textured block like this in this area. It just looks so fantastic. Even the inner feet of the cauldron are being lit up, whereas these outer ones that aren't exposed to any of that reflected light are a lot darker. It reflects against the tile floor down here, and of course the carpet has that texture in it, which I absolutely adore. It's time to leave the beauty of the castle and head out and explore the world. This is something that you'll get an opportunity to do right away, as it's a survival world and you'll need to go out and collect resources. Luckily for you, I've built a farm just over this bridge that should have everything you need. And there's also a village right over there that'll have everything else. So, hello horsies! And of course, what farm build would be complete without some sort of windmill or farmhouse in it? This is what I've chosen, kind of a windmill farmhouse combo, a little work area for you while you're out here on the farm in your world. And of course, we get this stunning view of the castle off in the fog. The subtle fog that is showing up in the distance here helps so much to have this castle be a fantastic background asset from this perspective. And the dragons also fading in and out give them such a mysterious and cool look. And of course, not to fear, our windmill has even more workbenches for us. Look at how the sunlight comes through that door. Oh, and now it's gone. Open, close, open, close. Oh, I can do it all day. It's so fun. Ah, what a beautiful touch to the game that is. So, you've explored the farm and the castle, and now it's time to take on a little bit more of a dangerous adventure. Let's head into the caves. These caves are decorated to make it look like they are an asset of the palace coming down. I've added pillars on each side and lots of leaves, and the atmosphere completely changes as we head downwards. Of course, at first we will discover some treasure here, and the gold is beautifully illuminated against these sun rays. But as you can see, something lurks below. Let's go check it out. Plunging into this cave, the atmosphere completely changes. The illumination of the lava versus the sun rays coming into the cave and not being able to turn this corner make such a massive difference. And look at how those ore blocks glow in the lighting. And of course, at the very base of this cave lies the key, the main crystal. Look at how this shines against this water. Anyways, I suppose that's enough adventuring down in the caves for one day. Let's head back up to the surface and make our way up towards the saving sunlight. It is truly such an honor to have been able to create this map for Nvidia and Minecraft with RTX. I think the world turned out beautifully, and I was so happy to get to experience the game in this way. Nvidia and Microsoft did a fantastic job with RTX, and it's honestly been so fun to explore its capabilities. I hope that you really enjoy this beta and my Crystal Palace RTX world with it. Thank you for watching my video, and I hope I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye, everyone!